Right guys, here's a really serious update on my wombling. Never had any problem in 8 years. I've had one or two run-ins with one or two of the security guys, particularly one guy called Andy, but it never really caused me any serious concern. I was walking around the roundabout area just outside the car park, and he come out and told me that I'm causing a hazard to myself and to other people by not wearing a high vis. I must admit I sniggered. I don't need a high vis to walk around their car park or the roundabout just at the entrance. It's not on the main road. It's, well, I'll show you in a minute. That's the roundabout up there. Anyway, I was arguing the fact I don't need a high vis, and then he said also you're not allowed to womble on our premises, only from picking up in the car park. And I said, look, I beg to differ. I've got a letter of my own dated 2015 August I think, and a recent update from the 18th of April which permits people to womble from any Asda store providing they keep within the terms and conditions, which I'm fully aware of. And you've been aware of my activity now for many years, and whilst of course sometimes you like to challenge me here and see what I'm doing and I'm not filming in the car park, you know that's what I can do. I've got a letter of authority. Anyway, he told me and insisted that I could not womble. So I said, okay, let me get you a copy of the letter. He refused to look at it. He refused to negotiate. He was walking away, and he had a really bad attitude. Anyway, I called him a prick. So he banned me. I've called Asda head office, and they've said because of your actions, i.e. walking around that part of the car park, although it's not on a public thoroughfare, and apart from that, of course, if it is his car park, then, sorry, Asda's car park, then I don't need a high vis to walk around the car park. But also, they said, because of your actions. And I said, what actions? And they said, pushing him. I said, I didn't push him. I called him a prick, because he is. So he banned me, and Asda have upheld the ban for good. I'm now going to go back in the store. It's an hour later. I'm going to demand to see the general manager. So they either go and get the manager or they get the police. And I'm going to have this phone in my top pocket. Sadly, it will be that way. It will be in portrait mode, but I can't do anything about that. But I just want to record everything that happens. Right, let's get on with it. Hiya, is Andy still on duty?
He is.
Lovely. Can you tell him that the person he's just banned from store has just walked in the store,
Right.
and I'm staying here until he either calls the manager or calls the police. Okay?
I'm going to receive it.
And I'm peaceful. I need to let you know, by the way, you're also being recorded.
I'm going to receive it. The chap here at the Bamford store earlier in the car park. He's stood outside the podium now. Did you hear that?
No.
You're allowed to walk around the car park and pick up receipts, but you're not allowed in the store.
Okay.
As the house is aware of it.
Yes, I know. I've just spoken to them. Yeah. He also, according to head office, says I assaulted him by pushing him, which is a lie because I had my video camera going and I've got all the evidence I need. So I either want the manager or the police because I'm not leaving the store.
Store manager's on his way down.
Who is?
Store manager.
Okay, what's his name? Raymond? Ray?
Ray.
That man's just paid for 6 bags of bark, so he's not paying much.
Hello, Ray.
Hi, sir, you right there?
Yes, thank you. My name is Stephen Auker.
Stephen, how can I help you?
I've been a customer of yours for 10 years. I've never had any problems until today. I'd like to talk to you. By the way, you are being recorded.
Right,
Okay.
okay, then I'm not going to have this conversation with you. I didn't give you permission to record me. I'm not
Okay.
interested. I will not having a conversation with you any further.
Okay.
Unless you're willing to stop recording.
I can stop recording on the agreement that you and I can go through and talk. And I think Andy should be there because he's accused me of assault.
You need to stop recording. I'm not having any conversation.
As he requested, I turned the camera off. So the next part of the story I can only relay to you. But we did get an agreement. I've been walking around this car park for a very long time. It's my local one. They know who I am. They've challenged me before in the early days to find out what I was doing. I've shown them in the past I have the full authority of Asda HQ to womble, as long as I keep within the rules, terms and conditions. I know what to do. I know what not to do. This one guy seems to have a poke at me just every now and again. I don't know why. So you saw the little roundabout, which is not on the main road, it's on the entrance just as you turn in off their approach road into the supermarket. He saw me on CCTV and apparently he radioed his general manager, who I met at the end of that clip, who knows nothing about wombling, I discovered. And he said they got this guy in the car park who is wombling, and I'm not quite sure of the actual dialogue that took place. But it seems that the general manager thought I was somewhere I shouldn't be. And apart from which, it's a private area and all people in that area, staff, etc., have to wear a high vis. So when this security guy came out, he knows I wasn't in that area. He knows everything, as I've said before, about everything I've been doing for years. He took advantage of the fact that the general manager didn't know about wombling, my activity, me, what I do. I wasn't in a loading bay area for home deliveries. I was in a public area where I don't need a high vis and I have every right to be. So it seems like this security guy Andy manipulated the truth. Maybe just not the whole truth. Whatever it is, there was a misunderstanding on their part. And I told him that I'm prepared to go into store with him and phone headquarters. I'll show him the current copy, the newest copy of authorisation that we have, dated the 18th of April 2018, stating we can womble and the terms and conditions of doing so. He refused to go in with me to call headquarters. He refused to read the letter. Instead, he walked away and I called him a prick. He then banned me in full view of the car park with everybody around me. I wasn't embarrassed. I'm not in the wrong. He is what I said he was, and he is now beginning to look a fool. So I was banned. What do? I decided to call headquarters. They decided after ringing, I've been on hold now for 22 minutes, after ringing the store and speaking to whoever they spoke with, they said I was banned for wandering in a very busy private area of their premises without a yellow vis on, and when approached I called him a prick and I assaulted him by pushing him. That is a blatant lie. Well, you saw Ray come out. Well, we sat down in the cafe and we had a great talk, very amiable. We agreed on certain terms and conditions in addition to those in the terms and conditions of the Asda price guarantee. And he permitted me to carry on wombling in the car park and in the trolley bays, which the Andy, the security guy, said I wasn't permitted to. He knows I was permitted to. He knows the terms and conditions as well as I do. There are places that I cannot access because of safety reasons and security. There are vehicles around that corner. But he did say to me I can go in those areas between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. This is a private arrangement between me and the general manager. He appreciates wombling. He appreciates what many people have done, vulnerable people who are choosing between heating their home and feeding their family. He says he's going to contact all his security staff, have a meeting, and not to harass me. I thought the meeting was very productive, considering that 40 minutes beforehand, the general manager had never heard of wombling. And we both agreed that this is an issue, especially at ground level. This was management level, but especially at ground level, hardly anybody knows about wombling. They don't understand the terms and conditions which we have to obey by. They're judgmental. We have all sorts of problems around people's ignorance. I don't mean ignorant people, I mean people's ignorance of this subject. So I feel that we've accomplished something today. Better than that, he unbanned me straight away. As I said, apologies were exchanged. So, the first time in 8 years I've had to go through something like this, and I thought it's worthwhile sharing it with you if you womble Asda. So, my advice to you, as always, is keep a low profile. Try to make sure nobody sees you. Absolute discretion. You cannot take from inside the shop or any of their bins, even if the bin is in the car park. That's their property. If the member of the public that takes their receipt and throws it away consciously, that now belongs to Asda. You cannot touch it. So the car park, the bushes and the trolley bays and external places around their property is fair game. My biggest objection today, and the reason I took the action I did, is because when I rang head office and explained the situation, they condoned the ban. And the reason why is because the security guy said I'd assaulted him. That is not just, and I don't like to be blamed for anything that I didn't do. So I hope this has taught you a lesson today. Keep a low profile. Also, if you're challenged, don't call security a prick.
Stephen is the man with the hat and a wombling eye. Whoa, whoa. Looking for receipts and treasures to find. Whoa, whoa. He wobbles in the morning, he wobbles at night, finding value in the things that others leave behind. New videos every week, so please subscribe.